Hello there, Scott from Wessex Blades. Welcome to my little dark, dingy dungeon. The plan was today to make a sort of vague documentation of me making this pulley guard thing in the corner. So what I've done is I've mounted that bracket board assembly thing there, so that it covers as much of the belt as possible. And then when it's in a certain position, which is about there-ish, it's sort of equidistant on the pulley, and it should just about glide backwards and forwards in there quite happily. And I was going to use this section of sort of vaguely nicely painted angle that was the assembly for my big blue grinder from Clark, but I don't use the leg assembly, so I was just going to literally chop that off somewhere about there. You might just see on camera, just lose that much. So I was going to on camera and all geared up, ready to go. I don't know about you, but I don't think the switch is supposed to do this. So if I can't glue it, the plan would be if I could bypass the wires of the switch, right, and then I can't remember who it was, but they had their angle grinder, so we bounce on a minute, and they literally had it mounted, and it looked like an exhaust bracket, sort of bent threaded bar with two nuts on the back, and he literally had it mounted like that in his bench, which I think was quite cool. And I've often thought about having this thing just stuck somewhere. Well, if I can't fix the switch, I might as well just carry on, because I think the motor is good for another year yet. So if I find some threaded bar around here and I can't fix the switch, I would literally bend the threaded bar around this square section on these shoulders, mount it on another board, so I've got like a section to about there, so I can still get to the nut, and then give myself a little table just under center of where the disc would turn around, and all I need is 2 bolts. So I'll just take the table off, change the thing, boom, do it back up again. Well, I'm not getting rid of that. He's been going for years. So I'll use the hacksaw or the bandsaw to cut it off. But it's one of those magic moments. Hi on camera, could be some sparks. Anyway, so let's go on and cut this thing. I'll see you in a minute. Beautiful board, absolutely beautiful blade. That munch through there. So I got a bracket, let's get drilling. It was a bit of a fiddle to move the stage out of the way so that the clamp would fit, but it's still worth the time involved making sure that it's clamped before it's drilled, even with a tiny little drill. Safety. So there's the drill, it's clamped securely, and there's a 4mm drill going through it quite happily. Now all I've got to do is lift that once, line on my next target, hold it down, clamp it, drill it. Do the last one, line up on the target, hold it down, clamp it, and I'm done. Yeah, I'm big enough and strong enough to have held that, but if it did bite and if it did slip, I got that corner going through my hand and neck. So clamp your workpiece, okay. Can't be faffed without moving the grinder and this and that around, so I'm just going to dress it off with a file, my hand, and then offer it up to the piece of chipboard that I've got the thing mounted on. And that's just whilst I'm holding it. Okay, right. So I'm offering up to the piece, and I'll just put a pencil through the guard lift the entire world of YouTube up. There he is. So I'm just going like that now. You know, you have one of those amazing days when everything in the workshop does great. Just broke my pencil. So, what am I gonna do? I need something sharp. Must be something to hand. Feinlaw? Nah, you've also... Machetius Voltavercius. I think that's what we'll use. Big knives from a Jurassic era. Yes. Oh, yes. What a beauty. So, those circles that I made in through the guard, I'm just turning them into targets. There we go. I think I'll use a pistol drill just for variety. Let's put this baby to sleep. What a stonking bit of kit. Dankeschön, mein Freund. That is a monster penknife. Right, what we got drill wise here? If I remember, it's the same chuck key for that as this, so I can take, yep, look at that. It's a cobalt, so I'll put that in there, is it? It's a 6. Ooh, looks like 3. Too big, I think, for my screws. Because what I want is enough of a pilot hole for the screw to not try and drive into chipboard. That's a 2. That's better than nothing. So I'm going to use that as a pilot. Use a 2mm. Good, near enough. But not so big there's hardly any bite left in the screw. Let's do that up tight there. 2, 3. Put that back where it might not get lost too often. Just make sure the flex of the angle poise light isn't there. 1, 2. That's a nice drill. That sort of speed, goggles ain't much use. So now, years gone by, I just put that down. But of course, there's no way that that drill won't break with the actions of what I do in the garage. So I've got to take me mini little 2mm out again. Drill bits are sharp, broken ones are sharper. So he goes back into the drill box over there. He can go back underneath there. Check here. I'll screw the guard on and then maneuver it backwards and forwards to get the best coverage of the belt, and where that goes, then I'll drill in again. See how it goes. If you look along the bracket that actually mounts the whole thing to the bench, if you notice there's 3 in line and 1 slightly offset. I've done loads and loads of Heath Robinson jobs like this, and one thing I knew was if I did them all in a line, you'd screw them in, the plate may be down hard, but it would still wobble a lot more than if I had 1 screw just at a line more. So you end up with a base of being fixed from there to there as opposed to a long thin line. The downside of this is because that is now closer, unless you want to take the board off and then remount it that way, so you do these screws last, this one here is always so close you're always smacking your knuckles against this. So I did just the one, knowing how awkward this would be, so that when this got screwed down tight there wasn't that much movement. When I did these 3 down tight, it was moving like a, you know, it really was just swaying in the wind until I tightened that one down. Once that one was screwed down, this I'd say is good enough for a belt guard. Let's fire it up and see if it works. Hopefully you can see in there places that I can't reach. Here we go then. I love an on and off switch. You've got better view than I did, I bet. Yeah. Oh, here we go.